Alright, how's it going, boys? So, I want to talk to you guys today about some of the things that we might see over the next few days with E3 and some of the other games that are getting footage released and announcements made. So, I want to talk about a couple of games that I'm pretty interested in right now. So, right off the rip, I want to talk about Halo Infinite. So, I want to say that I've never spoke about Halo to any real extent on either this channel or my old channel. It's just one of those games where I didn't really ever talk about Halo, but I have been a long time fan of the Halo franchise. I've played Halo ever since I played Halo 3 in my childminder's house when I was younger, and it's just blossomed since then. I've played every single Halo game, played every campaign, just an absolute Halo fanboy. As you've obviously seen from all my gameplay, S117 is part of my gamer tag on Xbox Live, so make of that what you will. Shows that I'm a pretty big fucking Halo fanboy, I guess. I've just never ever changed that gamer tag, but aye man, it's a game franchise that I really like and I really hold a lot of respect for, and it has changed a lot over the years. Like, there's no point in even denying that Halo is very different from what it used to be these days. So traditional Halo, which more people look back on as being like Halo 2 and Halo 3, obviously the multiplayer is so much different from that nowadays, and we're expecting to see some multiplayer footage at E3, although I would like to see some campaign footage as well. But the rumour is that we'll see some multiplayer gameplay, and obviously there's the rumour as well. I don't know if it's true or if it is confirmed fact or if it's just a rumour, but apparently the multiplayer is going to be free to play, which is already a big win for Halo right there. That'll bring in a lot more players, because I feel like Halo has always kind of been like Gears of War, where it does bring in a lot of players that go in to try the campaign, play a little bit of multiplayer, and then they move on to something else, and you're always sort of left with this die-hard fan base that play every single installment. It is the exact same with Gears of War, because most people play the Gears of War campaign, play a little bit hard, a little bit multiplayer, and then they just jump on to the next game that comes out. Whereas the hardcore fans are like playing the game 2-3 years down the line, try and get into it, and you get absolutely demolished by the sweats. It's the same way that Gears goes, Halo goes that way too. So hopefully it draws in some more players this time around with it being a free to play, and hopefully the campaign looks pretty cool. Obviously they've had to delay the footage that they were going to show, because obviously they showed us some footage last year, but it wasn't very impressive. They've obviously delayed the game launch as well, so it didn't really look the best in that footage that they showed off, and understandably so. I mean, obviously there was that meme that blew up on Twitter, and it was the Brute's face, but obviously it was like really low resolution. It was terrible, man. The textures on it were awful. The older Brutes and the older Halo games are way more textured than that. But obviously that's something that a lot of people were just like, hey yo, what? This is the footage that you're going to show us off on next gen? So obviously they've had to delay that a little bit, polish it up, and I'm assuming it will look pretty nice now. Halo 5 looked stunning, and obviously it's just alpha or pre-alpha footage, so the game will be upgraded visually by launch. I mean, I never took that as like a knock to how bad the game will turn out to be. I seen that footage last year and I was just like, well, you know what, it's really early pre-release footage, so it will get a lot better from then. Gears of War 4 was another situation like that. I'll show you a wee bit of beta footage right here, Gears of War 4, just to show you what that footage looked like on beta. And here's a wee bit for the full release. You see how much of a visual upgrade there is in some of these maps on Gears of War 4. I just thought that's what they were going to do with Halo Infinite, so I wasn't really like, yo, this game's going to be terrible, this game's going to look shit. I was just like, well, they're going to upgrade the game by the time it comes out, so there's no need to really worry about it. So I mean, the footage will look nice, excited to see some stuff. Obviously there's a debate, will it be classic? Will it have no sprint? Will it have sprint? Will it have these abilities? Will it not? It's one of those where I'm really interested to see how it pans out. Me myself, I would prefer some more classical elements in there, some more equipment like your bubble shields and your health regens and stuff like that. I'd like to see some of that stuff come back, because it really made for some interesting plays. Obviously there was some really interesting plays in Halo 3 with like the power drain and stuff like that, but like the equipment completely changes the way the game goes sometimes, or the way an encounter goes. And obviously over the last few Halo games they've like implemented this equipment to being like part of your loadout. Halo Reach with the armor abilities, and then Halo 5 which had like the Spartan abilities, like you've got the ground pound and you've got the Spartan charge thing as well. All that sort of stuff that they were adding into the game. I wasn't a big fan of it in Halo 5, and I wouldn't like to see it come back, but we'll see how the game turns out with the footage. Hoping it turns out pretty nice. Whatever it does, I'm excited to see another Halo game. So we'll just wait and see how that plays. Hopefully there's a beta at some point, because I'm looking forward to get my hands on with Halo Infinite. It looks really nice so far. But next game that I want to talk about is Fallout 76, which will no doubt have Steel Dawn Part 2 announced or revealed at some point during this event. I'm really hoping they do, and I will be sorely disappointed if they don't, because it's been 6 months since, well, 6 months plus since Steel Dawn Part 1 came out in Fallout 76. If you're unaware, Steel Dawn is a Brotherhood of Steel themed expansion pack that was released for Fallout 76, free to all players, just like all the rest of the content of Fallout 76. All free to play. Obviously you need to pay for the game, but everything else is free. You don't need to pay for any DLC pack, so it's quite nice in that respect. But Steel Dawn Part 1 was a bit of a disappointment one. It was a bit of a disappointing DLC, because it's really short. There wasn't much content to do, and it didn't really feel like the presence of the Brotherhood of Steel really made that much of a difference in Appalachia. In my time spent playing the game after Steel Dawn was added into the game, I've really only spotted 2 Brotherhood of Steel patrols. One up in the very far end of the map next to the Nuka World truck stop, or the big Nuka Town truck stop, whatever it's called in the game. Up by the truck stop up there, the big one, that's where I've seen one Brotherhood of Steel patrol, and I've seen one, obviously the group that hang around outside Fort Atlas. That is the only other group of Brotherhood of Steel soldiers that I've seen in Fallout 76. And it just doesn't feel like they have a presence, or they actually do much. Like, you'd forget that they even added that update in when you start playing it again after you finish that DLC. Because you don't even really get nice weapons from it or anything. You don't get any paint jobs for your power armor. Nothing cool, no legendary weapons. Well, you do get one, the Fact Finder, but that's pretty early on. But no cool legendaries that are like associated with the Brotherhood of Steel, because you wouldn't really think like a revolver is Brotherhood of Steel. You know, you'd associate like a laser rifle or an energy based weapon more with the Brotherhood of Steel, but you don't get any cool stuff like that, which is frustrating. But they might actually add something in the next update, so we'll need to just wait and see for that. But it has been 6 months plus since they said Steel Dawn Part 2 was going to come out in summer, and hopefully summer is now, so hopefully they're going to announce it, hopefully they're going to reveal that they're going to drop it soon. They need to, really, because there's a real drought of content in Fallout 76 right now. That is one of the most annoying things about the game, is it's a big, massive, open world to explore with all your homies in the 4-player squad mode, but once you've done that, there's nothing really much to do after that point. You're just kind of like, you do everything in the game, and then it's just like your daily activities that you've got to do, and then they're not very interesting either. If you come on every single day, if you jump on every single day just to tick off your daily quests and like hit your treasury note allowance, then you'll do that in like an hour or so if you know how to do it right, and especially with the faction reputation and stuff like that as well. It's just one of the games that you have to jump on every single day to grind, and it would be worth doing the grinding if you still had interesting stuff left to do. But right now, on my playthrough, on my main account, I've got nothing left to do except grind for legendary weapons that I know for a fact I'm not going to get. I mean, they have added some cool stuff in recently with the multiple camp setups and whatnot, but they really need to add some more substantial things, because perk loadouts and stuff like that, they're cool, but they really need to add like another section of the map, or like another DLC. And then they spoke about expeditions as well really early on this year, so hopefully they drop that soon as well. An expedition, if you are unaware as well, is a area off map that you get to explore. So think back on games like Fallout New Vegas with the Dead Money expansion, where you go to the casino, the Sierra Madre, and then obviously there's the Old World Blues where you go to the Big MT, there's the Divide and Lonesome Road, and then obviously there's the ones in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 as well. I'm not going to list them all, but you know what I'm talking about, these outer greater world expansion maps where you go to like another area of another map and then you explore all the quests in there. They were talking about doing stuff like that with Fallout 76 called expeditions, but we've not heard anything else since then. I feel like Bethesda are really good at announcing stuff on the sly and then just like never announcing it again or never speaking about it again. It's a little bit annoying when you do that, but they are pretty good at doing that with Fallout 76. So hopefully we hear some stuff, because it's pretty boring in that game right now. And I want another reason to play it, because it can be really fun at times. But anyways, moving on to the next one, we are obviously going to hear a little bit more about Season 4 of Warzone and Cold War. We're obviously going to get the update in a few days' time. And so we're just going to get that, and then the Warzone event will no doubt have a trailer for World War II Vanguard at some point this month. I'm guesstimating that they're going to release it way after Battlefield 2042's trailer drops. Well, obviously we've had the reveal trailer now, but then we're going to get some actual gameplay tomorrow, because this is the 12th that I'm recording. We're getting the gameplay reveal tomorrow. So I'm just guessing that they're going to reveal World War II Vanguard at a later date. They don't want to compete head to head with Battlefield this year, so I feel like a lot of people are already disinterested in the World War II setting with COD, and now they've heard that there's a new Battlefield game coming out, and it sounds like it could stand a real chance to put a dent in COD's numbers. I'm not going to say that this is the year where everyone jumps to Battlefield, because obviously there are so many people that are still going to stay with Warzone, my friend included, and a lot of other people too. I will still play COD, but this year I'm probably not going to buy World War II Vanguard. I will no doubt buy Battlefield, But I might pick up COD at some point if it's really cheap. But for the most part, I'm not going to buy it brand new. Not on a day one purchase anyway, because I got burned with Cold War. It's a little bit disappointing, that game. It's not the game I was expecting it to be. It is pretty fun sometimes, but for the most part it's glitchy as fuck and it's got so many bugs and it's super frustrating at times. And that's just the reason why I'm not going to buy this next COD, because I know it's just going to be the exact same game. Because Cold War should have had another year of development and World War II should have been out already. And we've seen how Cold War's turned out when that's had minus 1 year in development. And this World War II Vanguard, we heard rumours about the multiplayer being in an unplayable state early on this year, and that's when it's supposed to be releasing in November. It's just bad news to me, and I know for a fact that I'm not going to buy it just because of that. It's like, yeah, that says that a game y'all can pay for, get fucked over with, but I'm not interested in doing that this year around. I'm just going to pass on it. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Leave your opinions in the comments below. I'm also interested in seeing some Battlefield footage soon, so that'll be very nice. But I hope you guys all have a nice day. Leave your opinions in the comments below. Let me know what you're hyped for this year. As I said, some Halo Infinite, some Fallout 76, and some Battlefield 2042 will be very nice. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. See you on the next one. Leave your opinions in the comments below. Drop a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day, boys. Peace.